Good day, everyone. My name is Drosham Oluwatoblava.
And my name is Ababa Livesi Cynthia. Our topic for today is developing a digital presence through social media, websites, and mobile apps. We're going to be focusing on 6 key points, namely digital presence strategy, web information architecture,
E-commerce, M-commerce,
website marketing, and web,
Web
2.0.
2.0. So I'll be discussing on digital presence strategy. But before I go into that, I would like to define digital presence. Digital presence is basically where you show up online. It is the way your business, your brand as an individual appears on the internet.
So if you have a product now, you want to advertise it to people on the internet. So if you post constantly, people are aware that this product exists. They are probably likely to buy more from you because of how active you are on your social media.
Okay, your web presence is made up of many different components and can be summed up as the impression your brand makes online. And through content, websites, social media, and different platforms online, your digital presence can be noticed. And this brings us to digital strategy. An effective website requires a clear vision of the site's goals. Most organizations uses goals that fall under 4 major categories. That's inform or entertain the audience, influence the audience, sell products, and facilitate offline relationship. Let's take it to inform or entertain the audience. Organizations that aim to inform or entertain their audiences use sites that drive traffic to the audience.
For example, I'm sure this has happened to a lot of you guys where you're on Instagram and you're just scrolling and an ad pops up for like a game. An ad pops up for a game, and if the game is interesting enough, you're probably going to go and find a way to download that game. That's a digital strategy used by the game company to make to bring traffic to their game and to make people want to start playing.
They earn revenue using these mediums. Many offer advertising, online magazines, video sites, and most of these sites uses this medium to gain traffic and boost their business and earn more revenues. This brings us to influence the audience. Companies that are not selling directly to the general public use means to influence audience to get certain products. It's just more like brand influencing, what influencers do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you follow someone, if you go to a market now and you see a product, you are probably just not going to buy it. But if you now go online and one influencer is like, this product, can you call, you are definitely more likely to buy it than if you just saw it somewhere. So it is another strategy that you use when they try to promote their products.
They want to increase brand awareness, call more people to come get these new technologies and new upgrades. So that's basically influencing audience. And the third one is sell products and services. So selling is the primary goal of these organizations. They just want to sell. They live by selling or selling their products, just like Jumia, Konga, Waka now. Basically, people that want to book flights and get tickets, they can go to Waka now and get their tickets.
Stores like these are just like online stores. They get when someone buys something from them and they leave a good review, and you also buy this thing, you check the review, you are more likely to buy if it is like maybe the product has like 4.6 star rating than if it's just 2.7 rating. So stuff like this use reviews as their digital strategy.
Many of the features on this website help visitors to find what exactly they are looking for. And the last one is facilitating offline relationships. So for companies such as ice cream shop, hotels, restaurants, pizza shops, and the rest, the online presence can facilitate offline relationship.
Yeah, that's why you can order from Cold Stone like with the app and get 50% off. But if you just walk to the store, you are not going to get that deal. Or if you order from their app, like for a certain amount of time, they can give you like a coupon or something. But if you just go to the store, like you just walk in, you are not going to get that deal.
Retail stores can offer offline buying with online pickup. So this is facilitating most organizations offline relations. And this brings us to building the website. In building a website, the first critical step you take in building a website is selecting the name for the website. There are basically 5 steps involved in building a website. that is the uniform resource locator, that is the URL, the domain name system, the DNS, the hyper transfer protocol, that's HTTP, then the file transfer protocol FTP, and top level domain, this is the .org, .com, .ng, and the rest.
I'm going to be talking more on managing domain names. A domain name is basically a human readable form of an IP address. That is the destination you type into your web browser. So as a business or a company, when choosing a domain name, you want to make sure that it is something distinct to you, something your users, your customers will be able to find easily, something they can guess. So you want to make sure it is short, it is easy to spell, it is understandable, nothing too complex, nothing with like hyphens or comma or whatever that people now be typing rubbish. The people or the corporation in charge of assigning domain names or confirming and ensuring like uniformity and uniqueness when it comes to domain names is called ICANN, and it stands for the Internet Corporation for Assigned Numbers and Names. It was formed in 1998, and it makes sure every domain name or address is unique to the company.
Sometimes scenarios may happen where more than one company register with the same domain name, and this can lead to dispute, fight, bringing about legal battles. There are other issues that can lead to dispute, like cyber squatting and typo squatting.
I'm going to be explaining what cyber squatting is. Cyber squatting is basically registering a trademark name with the hopes of selling it back to that company for a profit, for like an exorbitant amount. So it's someone that will go and register something like, let's take Domino's again, and because Domino's doesn't have a domain name or like a website, but they go and register it and then come back and sell it to Domino's for like an extra fee, because it's their company, so they will want it. They have to have that name as their domain name. They will sell it for like an extra fee, and then problems might even the website might even have issues, but they still sell it for that extra fee. And on the other hand, typo squatting is when you make a replica or a misspelled domain name of an existing trademark name. So again, after I'm going to be using the Domino's. So instead of registering Domino's Pizza, you register Donino's Pizza. So when someone makes a typo in spelling Domino's, you can they come to your site and you basically steal their information.
But sometimes people do that purposely. They do that on purpose.
Like people type
Yes. So
we're going to be moving on to website design. It is said that the best designed website achieves its goals and many different approaches work. A web designer works on the appearance, layout, and contents of the website.
a designer must find ways to organize the website, provide information, provide navigation tools. Basically, people must not struggle to find things on the website. It must be bogus, it must be very easy to find what you're looking for. And for a designer, one very important keynote is the home page. The home page is the entrance to every information you need, so the website designer has to design it in a way that people can get what they need on such sites.
What designs a web designer considers when building a site? Factors he has to consider include the size of the site and its purpose. He uses a flat architecture, like when a web designer is designing a site now, he uses a flat architecture where if it's a small site, because he just needs to include the home page and link like 4 or 5 additional pages. Then if he's making a larger site, he would use a hierarchical architecture, because it has to have a top level home page. So it has a top level home page linking a second level home page and other relevant pages. Next is the multidimensional architecture.
Multidimensional architecture recognizes that information can be categorized in many ways and that visitors need multiple parts on the site. Then we have the sequential architecture.
Sequential architecture is useful in like when the designers want to make stuff like surveys or, for example, LMS. It's like you have a page, and when you're done with that page, move on to the next page, like that. So go. And that brings us to user interface design. It is the point of human-computer interaction and communication in the device.
It can include display screens, keyboard, a mouse, and any appearance of a desktop.
UI design focuses on anticipating what a user might need to do and ensuring that the interface has elements that are easy to read and access, understand, and use. When designing a user interface, you need to consider usability and web accessibility. Usability basically talks about, is it easy to use, which is basically what I said before. When you're designing a website or user interface, you need to ensure that the users will be able to use it without hassle, that a layman can use it. You don't have to be a sophisticated scholar to be able to use the user interface you made. And talking about web accessibility is it available to the impaired? Can a blind person use your site? Can someone that cannot talk or somebody that cannot hear or something, can they use your site? Somebody that cannot move, can they use your site? Do you have text to speech? Do you have voice recognition? Do you have a head control pointer? Do you have basically stuff that could make it easier for somebody that is impaired to use your site? Thank you.
So my colleague Adiola Adegboye will be continuing with system development strategies.
My name is Adegboye Adiola and I will continue from where she stopped. System development strategy. This is the process of defining, designing, testing and implementing a new software application or program. This could include the internal development of customized system, the creation of database system, or the acquisition of third-party developed software. Web browser. This is an application used to access and view the website. The goal of creating a website is to create pages that a user can easily get access to. The original language used to create web pages is called Hypertext Markup Language, HTML, which specifies the web page format and help put into reader-friendly outputs. The latest version of HTML is HTML5, which reduces problems for web developers struggling to support different browsers running on different devices, such as ability to access location from a mobile device without having to create special code for each one or starting from scratch. Content management system. Under this, we have content management and cascading style sheets. Content management system. This is a software that helps users create, manage, and modify a content on a website without the need for specialized technical knowledge. That is, a CMS is a tool that helps you build a website without needing to write a code from the scratch. Cascading style sheet is a style sheet language used for describing the presentation of a document written in a markup language like HTML or XML. CSS describe how elements should be rendered on screen, on paper, in speech, or on other media. The CMS and its CSS can enforce a consistent look and feel throughout the site. Interactive websites such as JavaScript, Ajax, and World Wide Web Consortium. HTML5 goes a long way toward helping developers build engaging websites. Another popular tool is JavaScript, which can be used within HTML to add interactivities to web page. Pop-up alert box, lively images that appear when your mouse rolls over the pages, and validation for your inputs on forms are all examples of what JavaScript can do. Ajax, meaning asynchronous JavaScript and XML, is a mix of technologies that's built on JavaScript and enlivens the web even more, adding instant intelligence drawn from live data to interactive displays. The World Wide Web Consortium, W3C, is an international body that establishes and publishes standards for programming languages used to create software for the web. The W3C strives to make sure the web continues to support communication and commerce for all people, regardless of their hardware, software, and geographical location.
My name is DK Favor. And my name is Aindela Mdi. And I'm here to talk about e-commerce. E-commerce refers to the buying and selling of goods and services over the internet through transfer of money and data to execute these transactions. The standard definition of e-commerce is a commercial transaction which is happened over the internet. Online stores like Amazon, like eBay, and like local ones we all know, for example Jumia, Konga, etc. So we basically have three types of e-commerce websites. We have the business to business websites, for example Shopify. Then we have the business to customers websites, for example Amazon, and we have the customer to customers website like
eBay. So on eBay, you can basically put up any product that you want to sell, and then you can get any buyer to buy it from you.
E-commerce system typically includes shopping cart software that can track as customers navigate the software and add up their purchases. And it must be secure from each end to each end, no matter how many search engines it goes through.
So now we'll be moving on to mobile devices and m-commerce.
Well, mobile, why not desktop? Mobile is small in size, it is lightweighted, it has wireless connectivity, has location awareness, and also a virtual personal assistant. M-commerce is the buying and selling of goods and services through wireless handheld devices such as smartphones, like our iPhones and our Androids. That's not nice.
That's nice.
It is a form of e-commerce that allows user enable online shopping platform through their phone instead of desktop, majorly like mobile apps. The biggest difference between m-commerce and e-commerce is the desktop size. Like, that's just the major difference. So mobile developers must make the best possible use of their screen real estate. You know, a screen like their workplace, their workspace, so that it can be accessible for everybody.
Do you know that in Sweden, in most cities, public buses don't make use of cash payments again?
Seriously?
You have to pay with your mobile phones. And even in China, you make payments with your mobile phones. They don't accept cash or maybe like credit cards transactions. You have to make use of your mobile phones to pay.
When will all these things start happening in Nigeria? When will we start using our apps to pay? These are the following tips that m-commerce developers use. They make sure that they display the most important content first. Avoid pop-ups, flash animations, and large photos. Use branding content with the main site. Use a single column design. Digital marketing. It's the component of marketing that uses the internet and online-based digital technologies, such as digital desktop computers, mobile phones, and the digital media and platforms too.
So now we'll be moving on to search engine optimization,
SEO.
So SEO is basically the process of improving the quality and quantity of traffic on your website to a website or a web page from search engines. So it basically makes use of keywords and search terms. So search terms are the exact word phrases that you as an advertiser use to target your audience
and drag people to your page.
Yeah. So the aim is to typically rank on the first page of Google results for search terms that mean the most to you and your relevant audience and your target audience. So the main importances of SEO is that it helps to build trust and credibility. It helps you to understand users. It helps you to understand their wants and needs. It helps you to build long-term equity for your brand, and as Google is the #1 search engine in the world, it helps you to determine which websites are the most relevant
for search
words and terms.
We have web advertising.
So what is web advertising? Web advertising is a form of advertising or marketing that makes use of the internet to promote products and services to online audiences and platform users.
Under web advertising, we have some components which are click-through rate and target advertising.
So what is click-through rate? CTR is basically used to gauge how well your ads and your listings and your keywords are doing. So it is the number of clicks that your ad receives divided by the number of times your ad is shown. So what is target advertising? This is a form of advertising that is directed towards an audience with certain traits based on the product or person the advertiser is promoting. So it can focus on behavioral variables such as your browser history, such as your purchase history, and other recent online activities.
Search portals
And social marketing challenges. So search portals are actually accessed through a unique URL, a unique username and password. A typical example of a search portal is facebook.com, twitter.com, gmail.com. Yeah, for all these you need to have a personal login detail to be able to access the portal. So we're moving on to social marketing challenges. Some of the challenges that social marketers have are: number one, understanding the target audience. You have to understand your target audience to be able to give them what they need, to be able to engage them properly. Number two, creating engaging content for them. As I said earlier, you have to know the type of content that will captivate your audience so as to get their interest in your product. Then another one is complying with privacy and data sharing regulations.
Like what WhatsApp does.
Yes, they typically ask you that terms and read the terms of your privacy terms and stuff like that. So are you actually able to comply with those regulations so as not to violate your customers' privacy? And another one is a mobile friendly approach. Is your advertisement giving off a mobile friendly approach? Is it something that people can relate with, people can relate to as something that goes on in their daily lives? Then meeting customers' expectations. Are you actually meeting your customers' expectations with your products? Not just showing an advertisement and it's all what I ordered versus what I got.
You get that a lot.
So now we're moving on to Web 2.0.
Firstly, we'll be going for crowdsourcing, expanding data, and learning web.
So what is crowdsourcing? Crowdsourcing basically describes how tasks can be delegated to large diffuse groups or to communities who often volunteer their contributions.
In simple terms, crowdsourcing is the practice of turning to a body of people to obtain knowledge of goods and services, e.g. business looks to social media like Facebook and Twitter, just to see how other people are doing their business and so that they can
get more ideas.
Yes, and they can push their own new products.
Oh, okay. So in conclusion, the massive and ever-growing amounts of data are valuable not just in their own right as revenue sources for companies or as features to attract more users. Companies can achieve distinct competitive advantage when they manage to get control over all this valuable data collected by all these sensors, when they are able to organize it and apply artificial intelligence to make sense of it all. Thank you.